بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى خصوصا على سيد الرسل وخاتم الأنبياء وعلى آله الأسقياء وأصحابه الأتقياء ما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم أورثنا الكتاب الذين اصطفينا من عبادنا فمنهم ظالم لنفسه ومنهم مقتصد ومنهم سابق بالخيرات بإذن الله ذلك هو الفضل الكبير صدق الله العظيم. There's one story that once a boy would go and learn with his teacher, with his sheikh, with his imam. So one day his teacher asked him that, do you want me to give you something that's more valuable than the entire world? So like any child, this boy said, yeah, definitely. So the teacher gave him a bag. The kid couldn't see what was inside of it, but he knew there was something in this bag. So the kid, he was really excited, he goes home. And when he gets home, his mom asked him that, can you go to the grocery store and get me some groceries? So the kid agrees, and then his mom said, okay, I'll give you some money. And the kid said, no, I don't need money. I have something more valuable than the entire world. So mom said, okay, go for it. So the kid, he goes to the store, he gets the groceries his mom needs. And when it comes time to pay the cashier, pay the person who's working in the store, when he hands the guy this bag, the guy opens in, he just sees some rocks. So then he starts scolding the child. Like, do you think this is a joke? How dare you insult me in such a way? And the kid, he has to leave the store. So when he gets home, he's disappointed. His mom asks him what happened. He said he doesn't want to speak about it. The next morning, he goes back to his teacher, and he's still in a bad mood. So his teacher asked him, okay, what's going on? Why is your mood off? So the student said that, yesterday you gave me a bag and said that it was more valuable than the entire world and everything inside the world. But when I went to the cashier, he started to laugh at me when I handed him this bag. So the teacher said, okay, yesterday you went to the grocery store. Today, why don't you go to the jewelry store and show him this bag? So the kid said, okay, whatever. So he goes to the jewelry store and he shows a person who's working in the store this bag. And when the person opens the bag and he sees what's inside of it, he tells the boy that I'll give you my entire store. All the diamonds I have, the silver, the gold I have, I'll give everything for what's in this bag. The grade of diamond that you have is very unique. So then the child, he takes the bag back quickly and he goes to his teacher. And he says, okay, I don't understand what's going on. One person that I went to, he was laughing at me when I handed him the bag. And the second person, he was willing to give me, thousands of dollars worth of money for what's in the bag. So the teacher said that this is actually the value of the Quran, or this is symbolic of the Quran. That every one of us has some exposure to the Quran. All of us come in contact with the Quran in our daily lives. But just like that grocery seller, most of us aren't able to see the true value of the Quran. There's very few people in our communities now that are like that person who was selling jewelry in the store, in the story. That he sees the true value that the Quran holds. Because many of us, alhamdulillah, were born into Islam, we have been exposed to the Quran our entire life, or even those who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed by entering the fold of Islam, having been exposed to the Quran for some time, that relationship and that value that we have for the Quran has slowly diminished. We fail to realize, with this diminishing importance that we have for the Quran in our mind, that reading the Quran is one of the greatest ways to achieve closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then once we attain a relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, attain closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, continuing to read the Quran is one of the best ways to maintain that relationship that we have established. In the Khilafah of Umar radiallahu ta'ala, Umar bin Khattab radiallahu ta'ala, there was once a man that would constantly be coming to Umar radiallahu ta'ala and asking him questions. He was all up in Umar radiallahu ta'ala's business. So one day Umar radiallahu ta'ala, he asked this man that, why don't you make use of your time? Why don't you go read the Quran, try to establish some relationship with the Quran, study the Quran? So the man, okay, he took the advice from Amir al-Mu'mineen, he went, he started to read the Quran. And then many days, many weeks, many months passed before he came in contact with Umar radiallahu ta'ala again. So the next time that they met, Umar radiallahu ta'ala told this man that I didn't mean any disrespect when I told you to go read the Quran. I was just saying that you should make some better use of your time. So this man, he turned and he said, Amir al-Mu'mineen, I mean no disrespect to you. But I was coming to you trying to get guidance. I was coming to you trying to take from your knowledge. But when I started to read the Quran, learn the Quran, interact with the Quran, I became independent of my need for you. I was coming to you for guidance, the Quran became my guidance. I was coming to you for solace, the Quran became my solace. I was coming to you to be my, the direction and the guide that I was taking in my life. But when I read the Quran became that guide, the Quran became that direction in my life. If this man, in the time of Umar radiallahu ta'ala he was able to get value from the Quran. In a time, the Khilafah of Umar radiallahu ta'ala, one of the golden generations of our ummah, in the time that many of the other senior Sahaba were still alive, he was able to get guidance from the Quran in such a time. Who are we to expect that in times that we're living in, fitna, fasad, spiritual darkness, that we can function without having a relationship with the Quran? In the Khutbah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Hajj of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to give context to this scene that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was in, that before this day, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam never addressed such a big crowd. And after this day, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam again never addressed such a big crowd. This was the biggest audience Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ever addressed. And one of the things we learn nowadays when we're learning how to deliver speeches or write papers is the points and the things that you want to resonate in the minds of your audience. The things that you want your audience to go home with and really value, really remember, really act upon, you should put those things at the end. So if you look at Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's khutbah, what was the thing that he held till the end? In front of an audience that he never addressed before and never again addressed in such a size. He told the people that I'm leaving you with two things. One of them being the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran. The second being the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he told this great number of Sahaba that if you hold on to these two things, that you'll never go astray, no matter what situation you find yourselves in. And we see that today we have, by and large, left the Quran on the shelf. We have left the sunnah in our closet. And we now see the situation of the ummah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You guys might remember a couple of months ago I mentioned an incident of Sheikh Mahmoud al-Hassan, one of the scholars from the subcontinent. He's given the title of Sheikh al-Hind, the scholar of India. So when the British were occupying India, he was despite being a scholar, he was one of the people who were pushing for the independence of the subcontinent. So obviously the British, they didn't like this. They captured him, they threw him in jail. And for over a year, for 2 years, they would beat him every night, trying to make him issue some fatwa in support of the British. So he said that every night after he was released, he was in his first address to the public after being in jail. It was a congregation of many community leaders, imams, scholars. He told them that every day that I was in captivity, every day I was being beaten, I was wondering that how could the ummah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam be in such a state? That how could we be in a state that people are imposing their wills, that we as a ummah are broken? And he said that in his opinion, he said, I thought of two things, and I could pinpoint two reasons why we're in such a state. The number one being that we have abandoned the Quran, and number two, that there's no longer unity in the ummah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When I heard this, I began to think that this scholar was speaking on a broad scale. He was speaking about the ummah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam on the broad scale. But this would also apply on an individual basis. That why do we find ourselves having such a stagnant relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Why are we finding ourselves with such a dry relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Why can we not experience the sweetness of Iman? It's probably because we don't have a relationship with the Quran, and then in our dealings with other people, we aren't fulfilling their rights. This actually in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about something similar. And he makes an analogy. He says, وَاللَّهُ أَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً فَأَحْيَا بِهِ الْأَرْضَ بَعْدَ مَوْتِهَا. That literally the meaning is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He sends down rain from the sky, فَأَحْيَا بِهِ الْأَرْضَ بَعْدَ مَوْتِهَا. And then that rain, it will give life to the earth that has become dead. But the Mufassirin, what they say that the meaning of this ayah truly is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking about the Quran. وَاللَّهُ أَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ. That just as rain comes from the sky, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the Quran upon Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And then just as there can be a barren land, a piece of land that's not giving any life, not having any vegetation, when water hits it, when rain hits it, it's able to give life to that land. When the Quran seeps into their heart, the Quran will give life to our dead hearts. وَاللَّهُ أَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً فَأَحْيَا بِهِ الْأَرْضَ بَعْدَ مَوْتِهَا. That when we allow the Quran to come in our life, then the Quran will give life, the Quran will revitalize this relationship we're supposed to be having with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In a similar light, Qari Abdul Basit, we might all know one of the great Khutbah, one of the great reciters of Quran in our time. Many videos of him are online, very famous. May Allah ta'ala elevate him, rahimahullah ta'ala. A couple of years before he passed away, he visited the US. He was in Chicago. And somebody asked him that, Qari, can you tell us some miracle of the Quran that you've seen? So he said, well, what are you talking about? The Quran itself is a miracle. But there's one thing that kind of sticks out in my mind, one of the experiences I had with the Quran. He said that years prior, this was during the reign of the Soviet Union, this USSR, a communist regime. And he said that the USSR was trying to get Egypt to join the Union. So they called a meeting and they invited the president of Egypt to join them in some meeting. And then they would talk about what the Soviets wanted to do. So the president of Egypt, he knew that if he attended the meeting, he knew that the Soviets would start criticizing Islam, criticizing the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, criticizing Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, etc., etc. So he, to ensure that this didn't happen, he took Qari Abdul Basit with him. So the president of Egypt went with Qari Abdul Basit, and they were in a meeting with 5 Soviets. So when this meeting began, the president of Egypt at the time, he said, okay, before we get into any discussions, I brought a guest with me, let him just recite some ayats of the Quran. So Qari Abdul Basit began to recite from Surah Taha. He recited for some time, and when he finished, he opened his eyes, and he saw that of the 5 Soviets in the room, 4 of them were crying. So then the president of Egypt asked these Soviets, these are people who don't believe in any God. The only being that they push is their dictator. So the president of Egypt, he asked the Soviets that who are crying, why are you guys crying? And they said, honestly, we have no idea. That we don't believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we don't believe in the Quran, we don't understand the Arabic language, but there's just something about this Quran that when we heard it, we couldn't help but cry. وَاللَّهُ أَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً فَأَحْيَا بِهِ الْأَرْضَ بَعْدَ مَوْتِهَا. That this Quran will give life to our dead hearts. Look at Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He left his house with the intention to kill Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And how did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala choose to give him hidayah? Is that he was able to hear the Quran, come in contact with the Quran, have some relationship with the Quran. And then Umar radiallahu ta'ala went from somebody who wanted to kill Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to the second best person from this ummah. He has the honor of being buried next to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. وَاللَّهُ أَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً فَأَحْيَا بِهِ الْأَرْضَ بَعْدَ مَوْتِهَا. That who are we to say that who are we to not have some relationship with the Quran? Who are we to not be valuing this relationship with the Quran? It is imperative that we are interacting with the Quran, having some relationship with the Quran, and the foundation of our relationship with the Quran is that we just read it. Nowadays, alhamdulillah, there is some trend, there is some enthusiasm that is being expressed by the Muslim community. We want to learn the Arabic language, we want to learn tafsir. Alhamdulillah, these things are good. But we should not be doing these things and then substituting them for just reading the Quran. Our foundation in our relationship with the Quran is that we just read it. If we look at Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that there were 3 main missions of him. The first one, يَتْلُوا عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِ, that he was supposed to recite the ayats of the Quran to the Sahaba. Second, وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ, he was supposed to purify these people. Then the third was وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ, then he was supposed to teach the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala, teach the people about the Quran and about hikmah. The reason Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used such this is in the Quran, the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used such a sequence, first tilawah, then tazkiyah, then doing ta'aleem, is that the scholars say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to maintain the distinctiveness of each of these messages. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't want the tilawah of the Quran to get blurred in with tazkiyah or get blurred in with learning the meanings of the Quran. So we need to make sure that we are reading the Quran properly, reading it in its Arabic language. If we look at Atlanta, there's one, obviously it's not a complete research, but one thing that I noticed, there's about 70 masajid in Atlanta. And of the 70 masajid, I have found in my research that there are less than 5 masajid that offer Quran reading classes both for adult males and adult women. Right? Some masajid offer classes for most offer classes for children, some will offer it for men, some will offer it for women. But if you look at the masajid offering both classes for men and women, there's 5 out of 70. That's the 1 in every 14 masajid, that's like 7%. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about how Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is going to complain about his ummah. إِنَّ قَوْمِ اتَّخَذُوا هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ مَهْجُورًا. He's going to go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on Qiyamah. He's going to say that my ummah made hijrah away from this Quran. My ummah totally abandoned the Quran. I feel that when we see our times today, this is exactly what we're doing. That we value things on top of the Quran, and we've forsaken what our true foundation with the Quran should be, what our true relationship should be grounded in with the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we see that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's said that tilawah of the Quran, one of the missions of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was just to recite the Quran. There's a difference between doing tilawah, between reciting and reading something. When you read something, one of the attributes that you read something is that you comprehend it, that you understand what you're reading. But when you recite something, there's not that same requisite of having to understand what you're reading. So for the people who might not understand Arabic, who might not be Arab, who might not be so fluent in their Arabic, still it is our responsibility, whether we understand the Quran or whether we don't, that we are reciting this Quran, reading this Quran. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam tells us, عَلَيْكَ بِتِلَاوَةِ الْقُرْآنِ, that hold on to reciting the Quran. وَذَكَرُوا اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا, and remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in abundance. فَإِنَّهُ ذِكْرٌ لَكَ فِي السَّمَاءِ, because when you do this, this is going to be a dhikr for you in the skies. That the malaika will be speaking about you in the skies. وَنُورٌ لَكَ فِي الْأَرْضِ, and it will be a light for you on this earth. For going on, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Fatir, He speaks about the awliya, His friends. And He gives them 3 qualities. The first of them, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَتْلُونَ كِتَابَ اللَّهِ, that those people who recite the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَتْلُونَ كِتَابَ اللَّهِ وَأَقَامُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَأَنْفَقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ, and those people who establish salah, they pray their salah, and they give in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sirran wa alaniya, both in open and in privacy, يَرْجُونَ تِجَارَةً لَمْ تَبُورَ, that they are entering into a business transaction that there will be no negative consequences. When we do a business transaction in this dunya, we might invest our time, we might invest our capital, and we just hope that our business transaction will be successful. We hope that we'll end this business transaction having some increased profits. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when these awliya of Allah, the friends of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when they read the Quran, when they pray their salah, when they give in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they're entering into a business deal that there will be no ill consequences. لِيُوَفِّيَهُمْ أُجُورَهُمْ, that whatever expectations they enter this business deal in, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will fulfill. وَيَزِيدَهُمْ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ, but then on top of that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He'll give even more reward than what we were expecting. إِنَّهُ غَفُورٌ شَكُورٌ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is so merciful. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He describes how He revealed the Quran to us. وَالَّذِي أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ مِنَ الْكِتَابِ هُوَ الْحَقُّ مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بِعِبَادِهِ لَخَبِيرٌ بَصِيرٌ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says how the Quran came and it was the end of all of the books. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, ثُمَّ أَوْرَثْنَا الْكِتَابَ الَّذِينَ اصْطَفَيْنَا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا, that after the Quran was revealed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specially selected people to be the inheritors of the Quran. That just as a mother or just as a wife doesn't need to do anything, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala establishes relationships of inheritance. That kids will inherit from their parents, a wife will inherit from her husband, a husband inherit from the wife, the parents inherit from the children, etc., etc. We didn't need to do anything. The relationship had been established and we just benefit. In the same way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He made us from the ummah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We didn't need to do anything, but then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us the inheritors of the Quran from Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. ثُمَّ أَوْرَثْنَا الْكِتَابَ الَّذِينَ اصْطَفَيْنَا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specially selected us to be from these people who inherited the Quran. And to show how special we are, the word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses is istafayna. ثُمَّ أَوْرَثْنَا الْكِتَابَ الَّذِينَ اصْطَفَيْنَا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا. In other places in the Quran, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about how He chose the prophets, how He chose the malaika, how He chose the angels, He uses the exact same words. Allahu yastafi min al-malaikati rusula wa min al-nas. Inna Allah astafa Adam wa Nuh wa ala Ibrahim wa ala Imran ala al-alamin. Using the same word, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking about how He chose us to be the Ummah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to be these inheritors of the Quran. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes our state as a Ummah. ثُمَّ أَوْرَثْنَا الْكِتَابَ الَّذِي اصْطَفَيْنَا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا فَمِنْهُمْ ظَالِمٌ لِنَفْسِهِ. Despite us having to do nothing, but we still got the Quran, we still inherited the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose especially to have this book. فَمِنْهُمْ ظَالِمٌ لِنَفْسِهِ. Some people from the Ummah, they totally transgress the bounds of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They don't really care about their relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمِنْهُمْ مُقْتَصِدٌ. And then there's some people who they are kind of in the middle, that they aren't doing everything they should be, but they're making some effort. وَمِنْهُمْ سَابِقٌ بِالْخَيْرَاتِ بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. And only a small portion of the Ummah is worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the way we should be. Despite this, despite us not fulfilling our part of the bargain, despite us not doing what we should be, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala still gave us this Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't deprive us of this Quran, but we are the ones who have been depriving ourselves of having a relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Surah Taha, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He gives us a warning. وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي. For those people who turn away from the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the scholars, they say that there's three qualities of these people who turn away from the dhikr of Allah. One, the first quality is that they don't even read the Quran. The second is that they don't make an effort to act upon the ahkam in the Quran, the rulings and the teachings of the Quran. And the third is that they don't follow the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us a very severe warning. وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. That if these people who turn away from the dhikr of Allah, turn away from the Quran, turn away from the sunnah, this dunya will be made difficult for him. Right? وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا وَنَحْشُرُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى. But then the difficulties isn't going to stop there. When they're resurrected on Qiyamah, on the Day of Judgment, they'll be blind. The difficulties will continue into the Akhirah. وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا وَنَحْشُرُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى قَالَ رَبِّ. This person who's resurrected blind, he's going to call out to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's going to complain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لِمَ حَشَرْتَنِي أَعْمَى. That why am I blind today? وَقَدْ كُنْتُ بَصِيرًا. That I wasn't disabled in the dunya, I could see in the dunya. Why am I blind today? قَالَ كَذَلِكَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to respond to such a person. That this is the way it is. أَتَتْكَ آيَاتُنَا فَنَسِيتَهَا. That our ayats came to you, the Quran came to you, the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam came to you. وَنَحْشُرُهُ قَالَ كَذَلِكَ أَتَتْكَ آيَاتُنَا فَنَسِيتَهَا وَكَذَلِكَ الْيَوْمَ تُنْسَى. You chose to forget the Quran in this dunya, so today, Qiyamah is going to be the day that you're forgotten. Na'udhu billah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from being among those people. That it is our responsibility and it is imperative that we have some relationship with the Quran. You know, we are 2 short weeks away from the month of Ramadan, the month of the Quran. This is the time that we should establish a relationship with the Quran. This is the ideal time to establish a relationship with the Quran. Many modern studies have said that some people say that it takes 3 weeks to establish a relationship. Other people say that it takes 2 months. So if we from today make this resolution, make this intention that we are going to read the Quran every day, we're going to make an effort to have some relationship with the Quran every day, then we do it for 2 weeks, then obviously in the month of Ramadan, everybody reads the Quran. So then we'll be able to establish some foundation, some habit. We'll be able to establish a habit in our life that we're able to carry on for the rest of our lives. We need to ensure that every day we are reading the Quran. You know, one of the best advices I feel that I've ever received in my life was one Imam in Chicago. He told me that make sure that you specify a specific time for the Quran. And because he said that if you just say that I'll get around to reading the Quran when I have time, he said, I'll guarantee you, you'll never get time. You'll think maybe, okay, I should read Quran, but then 10 different things will jump into your mind. You'll think about this chore you have to do, you think about this task you have to do for your family, and you'll get sidetracked. He said, establish one time in the day, after Fajr, before work, when you come back from work, before you go to sleep, after dinner, etc. And know that this is your time with the Quran, no matter what happens. That every day you're going to be reading the Quran. Because when you do this, then you'll, number one, just work it into your schedule. Number two, there won't be things that will come in and disrupt the schedule. And then consistency will be able to be built. So we should look and determine that when can be this time that we are reading the Quran. No matter how much we can do, if we can read 1 juz a day, great. If we can read half juz a day, great. If we're a little bit busy, if we can only read 1 page of the Quran, half page of the Quran, that's fine. So long as we are reading the Quran consistently. Because the Quran has a barakah to it. The Quran has a nur to it. that the more we read it, the more we're going to want to read it. We might start today reading one page of the Quran, but in 2 months we'll be reading 2 pages of the Quran. This is the nur, this is the barakah of the Quran, inshallah. So we need to make sure that we make an effort to read the Quran. If we don't know how to properly read the Quran, then we need to make an effort to learn. There's a responsibility on us. And then after that, we need to supplement this foundation that we've established through reading the Quran with learning the Quran. Alhamdulillah, in this masjid we have the Quran halaqah, attending that, learning the Arabic language, reading the tafsir from the rightful imam, rightful scholars. And then that way, inshallah, we'll be able to establish a strong relationship with the Quran. I'll finish with this, that in two hadith of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. One, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, Al-Quran hujjatun laka aw alayk. Now on Qiyamah, the Quran is either going to intercede for you, or it's going to intercede against you on Qiyamah. We need to ask ourselves, what's our relationship with the Quran? When we're in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a day that the prophets are fearful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, are we setting ourselves up for success by having a relationship with the Quran? If we don't, okay, then we need to start. If we do, alhamdulillah, we need to continue. And the second is that in another hadith, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that there's 2 interceders that will come on Qiyamah for a person. And these intercession of these 2 things will not be denied by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He says, As-siyam wal-Qur'an yashfa'an. The Quran and the fasting of a person and the Quran that they read are 2 interceders for a person on Qiyamah. يقول الصيام منعته الطعام والشهوات بالنهار فشفعني فيه. That the fasting of a person will come in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and say that I prevented such and such person from eating and from fulfilling his desires during the day. فشفعني فيه. So I'm interceding on his behalf that you enter him into Jannah. ويقول القرآن. Then it will be the Quran's turn to speak. The Quran will come in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. منعته النوم بالليل. The Quran will tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I was the one who prevented this person from sleeping in the night. فَشَفِّعْنِي فِي. So I'm interceding on this person's behalf that you enter him into Jannah. فَيُشْفَعَانِ. So then these 2 intercessions will not be denied by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have the ideal time to get get guarantees that we get these 2 interceders for us on Qiyamah. Ramadan is 2 weeks away. And then we can read the Quran at any time. And obviously Ramadan is the month of the Quran. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it such that we fulfill the right of the Quran over us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it such that we make full use of our month, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows us to reach the month of Ramadan, that we take full benefit of that month, that we establish an unbreakable bond with the Quran. That from today until the day we die, that there's going to be no day that passes without us reading the Quran. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, accept from us, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, grant us understanding of deen, understanding of the Quran, understanding of the Sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from us, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله الذي نزل الفرقان عليه ليكون للعالمين نذيرا صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه الذين تذكروا بالقرآن وذكروا به الناس تذكيرا أما بعد فقد قال الله جل وعلا أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم واخشوا يوما لا يجزي والد عن ولده ولا مولود هو جاز عن والده شيئا إن وعد الله حق فلا تغرنكم الحياة الدنيا ولا يغرنكم بالله الغرور وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم القرآن حجة لك أو عليك أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام بارك الله لنا ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعنا وإياكم بالآيات والذكر الحكيم إنه تعالى جواد كريم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين يدي الساعة من يطع الله ورسوله ورسوله فقد رشد ومن يعصهما فإنه لا يضر إلا نفسه ولا يضر الله شيئا. أما بعد، أيها الإخوة الكرام، أوصيكم ونفسي أولا بتقوى الله، كما قال الله عز وجل: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال تعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. هذا وقد أمركم الله بالصلاة والسلام على النبي، كما قال الله تعالى في شأنه تشريفا وتعظيما: إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك، وصل على المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات، وبارك على محمد وأزواجه وذريته. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: أرحم أمتي بأمتي أبو بكر، وأشدهم في أمر الله عمر، وأصدقهم حياء عثمان، وأقضاهم علي، وفاطمة سيدة نساء أهل الجنة، والحسن والحسين سيدا شباب أهل الجنة، وحمزة أسد الله وأسد رسوله. اللهم اغفر للعباس وولده مغفرة ظاهرة وباطنة لا تغادر ذنبا، رضوان الله تعالى عليهم أجمعين. الله في أصحابي لا تتخذوهم غرضا من بعدي، فمن أحبهم فبحبي أحبهم، ومن أبغضهم فببغضي أبغضهم، وخير أمتي قرني ثم الذين يلونهم ثم الذين يلونهم. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين، ووحد اللهم صفوفهم، وأجمع كلمتهم على الحق، واكتب السلام والأمن لعبادك أجمعين يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم نور قلوبنا بالقرآن، وزين أخلاقنا بالقرآن، ونجنا من النار بالقرآن، وادخلنا في الجنة بالقرآن. اللهم اجعل القرآن لنا في الدنيا قرينا، وفي القبر مونسا، وعلى الصراط نورا، ومن النار سترا وحجابا، وإلى الخيرات كلها دليلا، فاكتبنا على التمام، وارزقنا أداء بالقلب واللسان، وحب الخير والسعادة والبشارة إلى الإيمان. اللهم ارزقنا حلوة الإيمان. اللهم طهر قلوبنا من النفاق، وأعمالنا من الرياء، وألسنتنا من الكذب، وأعيننا من الخيانة، فإنك تعلم خائنة الأعين وما تخفي الصدور. اللهم بارك لنا في شعبان وبلغنا رمضان. اللهم اغفر لنا وللمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات، إنك سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى، وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي، يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم، وادعوه يستجب لكم، ولذكر الله أكبر، والله يعلم ما تصنعون.